morning, grade 5. How are you all? Today we're going to learn Unit 6. It's a new topic, more about forces, course book page number 120 and activity book page number 80. So let's start. The learning objective for today is to identify forces acting on objects, to know forces are pushes and pulls, and to know the effects of forces on objects. What are forces? Forces are often referred to as pushes and pulls. Look into the pictures below and observe whether each picture shows an example of a pushing or a pulling force. The boy kicking the ball is a pushing force because he is pushing it away from his body. The same way, the boy who is pedaling on the bicycle, he's riding, he's applying pressure from his legs onto the pedals of the bicycle. So again, applying pushing force. A woman pushing a stroller, it's very clear. A man pulling the bow and arrow string to throw the bow ahead, it's a pulling force. A girl hitting a ball, she's pushing the bat backwards and then going to hit the ball forwards. So it's again a pushing force. So you can see we have pushing and pulling forces. There are many more examples of pushing and pulling. Example, stretching a rubber band, it's pulling. Shaking a bottle of medicine, it's pushing. Lifting books, it's again pulling force. What are the effects of forces? A force can change the shape or size of an object. If you see a mom washing dishes, she squeezes the sponge to change its shape and size. She applies some pressure. Same way, when you crush a can, it changes its size and it changes its shape. There are many other effects of forces. They can move a stationary object, they can stop a moving object, they can change the speed of a moving object, and they can change the direction of a moving object. As you can see in the picture, the boy kicking a ball, it has moved the stationary object. That means an object that was not moving. A footballer changing the direction of the ball from one player to another. Another footballer applying force from his head to change the direction and the speed of the moving object. So you can start, stop, increase the speed and decrease the speed, change the direction, all by applying forces on many other objects. There are many different types of forces. Magnetic force, frictional force, gravitational force, electrical force, air resistance. The force that we are going to be revising today, some of them you have learned. Magnetic force. Frictional force also you have learned in grade 3. Gravitational force, we are going to be doing it in this chapter. Air resistance also we are going to be doing in this chapter. Electrical force is the force that we have learned in the previous chapter. Friction is a force that is present between two objects. It can be between two moving objects. For example, when a bicycle is moving on the road, there is a friction present between the tires and the road. Same way, when you're rubbing your hands together, when you rub it constantly, there is friction present between them. And when you rub your hands, what happens? You feel that your hands get hot. Friction produces heat. So friction is a force that is present between moving objects. It does not allow the moving objects to have motion. It stops the motion. It does not allow the motion from happening. It pushes it away. If an object is moving forward, there is going to be a force which moves it backwards. And when you want to apply brakes, you apply brake pressing on your bicycle handle. Those bicycle handles are connected to your brake pads. The brake pads, they rub against each other and they produce friction and they stop the bicycle from moving forward. So this is one of the examples of friction. One example is of rubbing your hands together, and the other example is when you apply a brake on your bicycle or in your car. Gravitational force or gravity. You can see in this picture an apple falling from a tree. This is due to a force called as gravity or gravitational force. Gravitational force is the force that pulls the objects and other planets towards the sun. It also keeps us and other objects on the ground. Every object in space, the sun, in our solar system, all the planets, they have a gravity. Even the earth has a gravity. The earth pulls all the other objects towards itself. When you throw an apple up, it will always come down. When you throw a small ball or a big ball, both of them will fall towards the center. They will not remain in the air. This is because of gravity. We can represent gravity with an arrow pointing towards the earth, downwards. Weight is the pull of the mass of an object by the earth. This thing about weight and mass, you're going to be learning it in our further classes. Now I want you to open your activity book page 80 and recall what you have learned about forces in the earlier stages and what you have learned today. What is a force? Question number 2. Give 3 examples of actions that are pushes. Give 3 examples of actions that are pulls. What are the effects of forces? What is friction? What are the effects of friction? You can pause the video, you can write down your answers, and then you can check the answers. Yeah. What is a force? A force is a push or a pull. Give 3 examples of actions. If you have any others, you can write them down also. A kick, a throw, a squeeze. Give 3 examples of action that are pulls. A stretch, a tug, a lift towards the body. What are the effects of forces? What did we discuss? They change the shape, they make the things start and stop moving, they can change the direction, and they can make the things go faster or slower. What is friction? Friction is the force that opposes motion when 2 surfaces are in contact. What are the effects of friction? It causes wear and tear. That means it will start breaking things apart. It slows down or stops a moving thing. And most of all, it produces heat. So I hope you understand the introduction about forces that we have done today. We're going to continue the unit the next week. So I hope you stay at home and stay safe. And do click on this link that I'm sending you in the end. It's present in your additional sources also on Horizon. So take care, stay at home, stay safe, and Ramadan Kareem. Goodbye.